Hi friends, and welcome to your week ahead pick a card. This is going to be for the week of, I guess, technically the holiday week if you celebrate Christmas. If you don't, this is still for you. But this is going to be for your week ahead, or basically like from today, if you're seeing this the day it goes up, into next week, this same day. So Tuesday the 22nd to Tuesday the 29th, it's going to be that week. We're getting it a little bit late in the week. I apologize. If you didn't notice, I've kind of taken a little break. I don't think I've uploaded for almost a week, and we're actually moving into 2 uploads a week from now on instead of 3, because I have another project that I'm working on for you right now, and it's taking a little bit more dedication than I realized. So just look out in your inbox now, or your sub box, for Tuesday and Friday pick a cards. And before we jump into this, I want to say one more thing, and that is, if you are not subscribed to my channel, please do me a huge favor and hit that subscribe button. I was perusing my analytics over the last week, and over half of you that watch my pick-a-cards are not subscribed to the channel. So you don't actually get to see every reading that comes in. And I upload pick-a-card readings a minimum of 2 times a week. So definitely make sure you hit that subscribe button if you like stuff like this. So this week, my candle order has still not come in, so we are doing a collective candle again. I'm trying to really use my candles sparingly so that we have them for every reading. The candles are supposed to be here this week, so fingers crossed. It's been a bit crazy getting them in. So we're doing a collective candle blessing today, and before we do that, in case those of you don't want the candle portion, I'll just let you know this is pile 1, this is pile 2, and this is pile 3. So focus your intention, however, and go ahead and head to that. If you want to be part of the candle blessing, stick around for a moment. I will also timestamp everything down below for you so you know kind of when and where and what. So if you're unfamiliar with pick-a-cards, I do like to give you a few words of encouragement and advice. The first thing I always like to say is that please know you are never going to choose wrong. If you've chosen something for yourself, even if it's just a couple of the cards that you needed to hear, then that was it for you. Please also know that you are not confined to one pile. Some people only like to listen to one. Some people like to listen to all 3. Some people like to listen to 1 or 2. It really just depends on what you feel like is calling you. And another thing that I really always like to say is that I'm reading off of the current energy. If you hear something that you don't like, know that you are the person that is in control of your timeline shifting. You are the person that is in control of your energy. So you can choose to direct it in a new way if you don't like that outcome. There is a multitude of timelines that we are always able to attune to. Every single day when you wake up, you get to decide the timeline that you're going to show up in. So this is, if you kind of keep continuing the way that you're going, this is the energy I'm reading off of. So just keep that in mind. And I think that's everything I want to say. So let's go ahead and talk about the candles. So this week, we have another white candle. I really like doing white candles when it's collective because white stands in for any color. It's universal. So this could be for love. This could be for an emotion. This could be for a material good. Maybe there's something you're really wanting this holiday season. This is the time to set intention for that. Just go ahead and choose something that you want to bring into your life, and go and place your hands over your heart, your left and your right hand over your heart. And together, we're just going to take a deep breath all the way in. And you want to make sure your belly really expands when you do this. And when you do that, what you're doing is you're drawing on your heart chakra's energy, your heart center. And what do we know about this? We know that as humans, the highest vibrational alignment that we can attune to is heart energy. So you're really speeding up and enabling your manifestations and your intentions when you do this. It helps. So we're going to go ahead and just take a deep breath together on that intention. Oh, I think I needed that deep breath. All right, I'm going to go ahead and light this for us. And we'll see what happens. Ooh, it's a good sized flame. I also want to say that many people ask about the lighters that I use. Some people choose to use spiritual matches. Totally your prerogative. I actually bless and enchant my own lighters, so I prefer to use a lighter. Many people use different things. Always use what you have. Don't feel like anybody can pressure you into any way of doing magic with what you've got. So, or setting intentions with what you've got. I've seen that a few times in my comments where people question if matches should be being used. And though spiritual matches are lovely, I think there's a time and a place for them. Always use what works best for you. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to scoot this over, and I'm going to give you some time to just meditate on these candles, or on these candles. What am I even saying? I'm going to give you some time to meditate on these cards and allow you to choose. So remember, this is pile 1, this is 2, and this is 3. If you're having a hard time choosing, you can focus on the candle for a little bit and kind of see if any numbers come to you. You can also take more time to kind of breathe in and out like we did. You can also check the timestamps and see if your lucky number is in any of the timestamps. I know a lot of people like to do it that way. Just again, remember, you're never going to choose wrong, and I'm going to go ahead and be quiet and give you some time to choose. All right, pile number 1. This is going to be your week ahead. So let's go ahead and see what the cards have in store for you. So right off the bat, with our top 4 cards, we do have the 6 of Wands, the High Priestess, the Moon, and Strength. So looks like this is already going to be some pretty exciting energy. I'm just going to go ahead and kind of spread these out up here for us. I just want to make sure I make room for all the cards to fit today because I'm kind of working with a different setup. So I apologize if it takes me time to get it all laid out here. So with the 6 of Wands, I love this card because this is a card of victory. This says that anything you've been having a hard time about, stressing out about, especially those of you that are maybe doing like virtual family togetherness for the holidays, or you're going to be seeing some family for the holidays. Obviously, I know that doesn't apply to everyone, but I myself do not celebrate Christmas. But those of you that are going to be seeing family this holiday season, I want you to know that you're going to be okay. Spirit wants you to know that any family member that you've really been stressing out about this week, you don't need to. And I say that because when we have the moon present with these relationships and strength present, this to me really says that you've been listening, and the High Priestess, in fact, you've really been listening to your intuition. You've been heeding to your self-care. You've been really doing the mental unpacking the last few weeks. And because of that, there isn't going to be this big fight, blowout moment of contention. You know who you are. You already have the strength that it takes to confront this person, even if it's like not a big confrontational thing. It's like you're okay holding your own. And many of you, I feel like, just needed to hear that like your energy space is sacred, it is safe, and Spirit is going to protect you. And if there's somebody that you haven't really been keeping in contact with, maybe even this year, and this is the first time you're going to be seeing or hearing from them, Spirit wants you to know that they've kept you they've kept them out of your life for a reason, and it's better for them not to be consistently around. And you have developed such a strength, and Spirit is so proud of you. With this moon and this High Priestess, I literally just got the chills. Many of you have just been really strengthening your intuition, and you've been strengthening yourselves. You've been doing the mental work. You've been doing the shadow work. You've been doing the things that are hard. And because of that, you're coming out victorious this week. Many of you also are just going to be receiving gifts that you've asked for. I'm hearing that some of you really wanted pets possibly for Christmas, or a pets, and you are going to be receiving that with this strength card here. That was a specific message, especially from this deck that's coming through. I'm also hearing from Spirit that you maybe are going to be like, on the flip side, many of you are going to be spending this holiday by yourself. Not like, if you actually live alone, then like, yes, by yourself. because of everything in the world. But also, like, you're just going to be spending it at home, maybe with a significant other. You're not going to be seeing family. And Spirit wants you to know that this is actually going to be a very relaxing holiday for you. And anything that you've been really scared of, or maybe you've been really sad that you feel like you can't see family, this is actually going to be really nice. Like, it's going to be a welcomed change of pace. And you're not going to wake up on Christmas morning and be really sad. Those of you that do not celebrate the holiday season, I feel like in more of like a general sense, we have the Six of Wands coming out as victorious because you already knew whatever is coming your way, whatever hurdles have been thrown at you, your intuition has been so on point that whatever is coming for you this week, you have the strength to overcome. If there's a hiccup or anything like that, just really trust yourself. You already know what to do this week. So let's go ahead and see what else we have. We have Mercury retrograde reinvention. We have Taurus, and we have Virgo, I analyze. So lots of earth energy and lots of communication energy, which is funny because when we have a lot of communication energy, that is like, we're communicating with others, we're talking to family, we're possibly seeing other people. Virgo is ruled by the planet Mercury. So when we see Mercury retrograde, again, I feel like many of you this year, especially if there's people that you haven't been seeing, this week, if you do see them, whether it be virtual or in person, you've had so much time to reflect on yourself and the person that you are, that you almost have to reintroduce yourself. I'm hearing that, especially if it comes to family, like they might have this preconceived notion of you and you need to reintroduce yourself to them. As this new person, because you've upgraded yourself in some way. Now we have both of these earth signs. Taurus and Virgo are earth signs. This might be you and someone else if you're a Virgo or a Taurus. You could also be a Gemini because Mercury rules Gemini, or you're dealing with a Gemini. What I'm seeing from this is, earth rules our material possessions. So again, some of you might be receiving gifts this week, getting things that you've asked for. Overall, I feel like as far as like gifts for the holidays, many of you will be receiving exactly what you asked for because Taurus, I'm a Taurus sun myself. Taurus is the sign that they have no problem spending a little bit of luxury on themselves. They get what they want. They set their mind to something and they go after it. So for this week, I feel like you maybe have communicated already what you're wanting and you're going to receive that this week. So I really like that. We also have for you, this deck I don't use very often, so I'm kind of excited to see what we have. We have She Who Surprises, Brise, Surprise, Discovery, and Revelation. So again, I feel like this has to do with a gift type of surprise. You're going to be receiving a gift that maybe you didn't expect this week. And we also have She Who Accuse, I think that's how you say that, Perpetua, Sadness, Solitude, Silent, Withdraw. So again, this is honestly to me reflecting exactly what I just said. You have spent so much time withdrawing into your own world this year that you're really coming out in a way that's you might even be surprising to people. Your new attitude might be surprising to people this week. And that could also be just the surprise that's coming. It might not be a gift. It might be that you are surprising, and not in necessarily a bad way. I'm not getting bad feelings from this. It's just, you're just different now. You're a different person now. You've grown up in some way. You've changed in some way. Something about this year in particular, especially as we're closing it, you've changed for the better. And that's why people are like, what? Who the heck is this? Who are you? What? So I feel like many of you are having, again, to reintroduce yourself to those people in your life that maybe haven't really heard from you or seen you, because we have this silent solitude, withdraw. I also feel like the moon and the high priestess that we drew earlier are cards that are more withdrawn. They are cards that go more inward, not necessarily like the hermit, but they are just more inward facing cards. They ask you to go into yourself. So I feel like these very much reflect what we're talking about. We also have for you success, that's true. Sorry, my cannot speak. We're not even in a retrograde. What is my problem? Success that's true belongs to me. Success with honor, integrity. So I feel that many of you, you're about to have a breakthrough moment. I don't know why, pile number one, but this is like a very relationship heavy reading. I feel that many of you have been waiting to see or speak to this person, or like you're finally going to get to present yourself in a way that is going to be very honorable to yourself, meaning like you're honoring your highest self. And because of that, people will see that. Even if you don't say it, if you don't acknowledge it, if you just be yourself, people are going to see the energy that you're exuding. Even if they don't realize it, they're going to pick up on it first. And so because you've done all of this year, because you're being this person, the relationships that you have are going to be more successful. I feel like this was also the pile, if you have like an estranged family in particular, this is where it's going to start to come back together, or you're going to start coming a little bit more back to the fold, and it will be a successful transition because you're, like I said, different now and for the better. So we also have for you creativity. By all above and all below, let me connect, let creativity flow. This is also a master number 33. So we have 12 and 33, which is funny because 12 actually condenses down to a 3 because 1 plus 2, and master numbers do not condense. You don't condense 11, 22, or 33. Those are all master numbers. And so technically you have a 333 here. So some of you, that might even be like an angel number or a synchronicity for you lately, that when you see that, like, your guides are saying, hey, pay attention. So with creativity, some of you might be receiving creative gifts, meaning maybe you've asked for art supplies or something to work on a new thing in your life, and you're going to be receiving that. I also feel like your creativity is going to be shining through. Maybe you also created gifts for other people, or you have been working on something, and that is like... This is also just a message of you're going to start to see the success of that creativity. This, I feel like, is almost a separate message from what we've been talking about. And that is with creativity and success, if there's something you've been working on, pile number one, Spirit wants you to know that this is good. You are supposed to follow passion's lead. If you are passionate about creativity, this is a key sign to you that you need to keep following passion's lead. Because when you follow your passion, you literally cannot fail. And that is the truth for anyone that is listening to this, for everyone, for anyone. If you follow your passions, because that's where we start. We start as a spark of energy, as passion. And it's through our own conditioning and what we go through in this lifetime that can stamp that passion out. Or maybe we are forced to become perfectionists, right? Especially with that Virgo energy. Virgo is very perfectionist. With that perfectionist energy, we sometimes will stamp out our own creative gifts, and it makes us less passionate about things that we actually really love. So Spirit is saying to you, now is the time, especially if you receive anything to go with it. If you receive watercolors, if you receive something that is very creative for you this holiday season, or is going to help you create something, Spirit is saying to go for it, to do it. If you're passionate about it, start it today. You know, if you have some way that you can do it, start today, start creating now. If you sit and you wait until it's perfect, you will never start. And again, with that Virgo perfectionist mindset, or also with like, I feel like some people will also wait with that Taurus I'm guilty of this myself. Some people will wait until they think that they have every little piece together that they need. And if you keep waiting, you're never going to move. So just start today. I challenge you today to get started. And then I have two more cards for you, pile number one, and that is basically cards of self-care. So ways that you could be caring for yourself this holiday season or this week in general. This is what Spirit says is going to help kind of ground you, bring you back to yourself if you're having a hard time. I have drink tea. So it could be coffee as well. If you're not really a tea person, I definitely feel like you could replace this with coffee. So drinking tea or coffee or just like having a moment to have a warm beverage. It's funny that that comes out. I actually did that this morning for the first time in like 2 weeks. I got up before the sun and I enjoyed a hot, usually I ice my coffee, but I enjoyed a hot cup of coffee with the sunrise. And I got to tell you, I don't know what in me was broken. I shouldn't say broken because we are not broken, but I don't know what in me was having a hard time this last week, but whatever it was, it totally healed. I felt that energy just dissipate. I was like, oh, this was really what I needed. So don't discount that. And then we also have ground yourself. So I feel like when we pull the ground yourself card, this oftentimes is about meditation, is about grounding practices. So this can be meditating. This can be, if you're able to, I understand, and Spirit definitely understands. If it's like snowy where you are right now, don't go outside and freeze to death. But if you can go outside and enjoy nature, please do. This can also be cleansing of some sort, whether it's with like yerba santa or rosemary cleansing, lavender cleansing. You can also use incense to cleanse if you have it. So do something that really helps cleanse your energetic field, and that is also going to help you ground. You can also take a salt bath. That is another way to really help you kind of ground your energy, again, connect with the elements. And that is what I have for you, pile number one. I hope this was helpful. Please, please, please do not forget to follow me on Instagram and TikTok. Links for that down below. I'm at Kloee Taylor. So if you just search my same name here, you're going to find it on any of my social medias. And if you like any of the decks that you see here today, I always put them down below in the order that they appear. And if you feel called to do so, it is never an expectation, but always appreciated. I have Cashapp, Venmo, and PayPal listed down below for you. If you would like to leave me a tip for my readings, I, of course, again, always appreciate it, but it's never expected from you. And I will speak to you all again in a future video. Love you so, so, so much. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your week. Bye. Hey there, pile number two, and welcome to your week ahead reading. Let's go ahead and see what the cards have in store for you this week. We have Justice, the Six of Swords, the Star, and the Devil. Ooh, interesting. Okay, so let me go ahead and set these up here. Apologies if it takes me a second. I'm using a new setup to me today, so setup has been a little different than we've done it in the past. Trying something new. Okay, so what I'm getting from these cards right off the bat for your week, I feel that some of you, I'm going to be real honest, some of you are really struggling. Some of you are really struggling. The devil often talks about addictions. And so some of you might be really struggling with addictions this week of some sort. And I'm not talking about like alcohol, drugs. I mean, it could be those things. You would know better than I would. But it can also be just like food. It can be video games. It can be news. It can be social media. It's anything that you are doing to excess. So I don't want you to hear the word addiction and think that it has to be like one of three things. It can be anything that you are doing to excess. So some of you may be struggling this week to counterbalance that. Now, I feel like around the holiday season in particular, it's very easy to do some things to excess. It's very easy to drink to excess. It's very easy to, depending on the people you're around and your energy, it's very easy to gossip to excess. It's very easy to eat to excess. And I'm not saying do not enjoy your life. I'm never going to tell you not to enjoy your life, enjoy your time, do what feels good for you. If you're happy, then that's all I care about. But I feel like many of you are going to be struggling with it. And I say that because when we have Justice and the Six of Swords coming out beside these things, that to me usually says this is somebody that doesn't really feel balanced in what they're doing, and they're not necessarily happy about the choices that they're making. So this could also just be someone in your life as well. This could be somebody that's really struggling, maybe a family member that, again, you're not used to seeing. This kind of came up a little in pile number one as well, because this week, those of you that obviously celebrate Christmas, you might be seeing family. And I feel that many of you might even want to do certain things to deal with seeing those family members. And it doesn't necessarily make you feel good. I feel like many of you might even be struggling where you just kind of feel like an outcast in the people that you are around. And I'm feeling that because when we have the star, so if it's not you that is actually struggling, you are kind of the one off, that you are just such a bright light that you cast shadow and almost mirror what other people don't want to see in themselves. They don't know how to deal with your energy. And it's upsetting because you're out here really just shining as brightly as you possibly can. Because when I see the star, this is always a positive omen. This is always something that is like wish fulfillment. This is you rising to fame potentially. This is you, the star is somebody that knows how to give love to themselves and give love to others. It also has ties to the astrological sign of Aquarius, which we stan. If you didn't know, this is an Aquarius stan account. I am not an Aquarius, but I love an Aquarius. So, it's very being your authentic self. And so I feel that for many of you, this might be more of a difficult week if you're having a hard time having self-expression around people that don't get it. This also, I feel like, is those of you that are like very spiritual, or maybe you are a light worker, or maybe you're like really into aliens, or you're like really into like that occult stuff, right? That hidden knowledge. And I feel like you might be surrounded by people that just don't get it, that kind of lets, they haven't really met themselves very deeply because they choose to use things, whether it is like material items or what have you. They choose to use things instead of facing their problems. They choose to fall back on, I don't want to say substances, but like they choose to fall back. And this gets kind of messy, I feel like, in general, and I don't even want to hover too long on this because I personally know exactly what it feels like. Like this almost hits too close to home for me. I've lost a sibling to a drug overdose. I know how hard that is when you see family members struggling and you just want the best for them and you want them to be thriving and happy and feeling really good and understanding who they are and how beautiful they are, but they're not willing to face the pain. They kind of just want to numb it out. So I really feel for those of you in this pile this week, if that's an experience that you're having, because it's not easy to watch the people that we love kind of deteriorate and make decisions that really stamp out the light that they carry inside themselves. So my heart really goes out to you if that's you that's experiencing this week. I also feel like some of you might just be going through a really big growth period. When I see a Six of Swords, this is all about going through like an initiation phase, moving in a way that you're changing something about yourself. And it could even be meeting your own demons. We talked about this last week, I think, in a reading where I pulled the devil and so many people were freaked out about it. And I was like, no, it's really okay. Like that card doesn't have to be like utter destruction. It also could be that I wouldn't really say that I don't feel like this is about sex, just considering the cards that are around it. To me, this has more to deal with like inner demons of others or yourself. So apologies if that was like a really long intro explanation, but the tone of the week, if you're feeling kind of like afraid or upset to interact with people in your life that give you this kind of vibe, just make sure you're really tuning into your own energy. Make sure that you're shielding. Shielding is so important, especially those of you that are like into energy work and stuff. Make sure that you're shielding. Now, we also have for you the 11th house friends. So for some of you, this could be your friends. This is somebody that, again, you care really deeply about. We also have 7th house partners. So this could also be somebody that you're in a relationship with, or like a business partner. And we also have Capricorn I use. Ooh, I feel like that is very direct. Be careful this week, pile number 2. I'm very serious. Please be careful who you share your energy with right now. Because don't get me wrong, we love a Capricorn on this channel, but the energy that I'm feeling from this, because I don't just read what the cards say, I'm intuitive, and I also talk to my own guides. I'm clairaudient. I talk to your guides sometimes if they show up. And the energy that I'm getting from this, Capricorn really is the social climber. And this can be done in a really amicable way, an admirable way, and this can be done in a really conniving, secretive way. It depends on the person and how they choose to do things. It's not a knock on Capricorns, it's a knock on the person, whether they have Capricorn in their chart or not. But when I read that, I got this very I feel like somebody is possibly trying to use you and they are not good for you. They're maybe trying to soak up your light, soak up the energy that is so beautiful about you. And it could be someone new that you're meeting. It could be a friend that you maybe need to let go of because they are just very draining. And even with this 7th house partners, this could be somebody that you're potentially going into business with or somebody that you're with, like romantically. I feel like whoever this person is, they could be represented by the Capricorn or you. They also could be a Libra or an Aquarius because the 7th house is Libra, the 11th house is Aquarius. So I feel like, yeah, whatever is happening, I don't like this for you. I do not like this for you. Be careful about who you're sharing your energy with. We also have Estefania, chains, bondage, release, she who surrenders. So I'm telling you, somebody is attached to your energetic field and you have to stop feeding it to them. Even if you're not seeing them in person, you can still feed energy to someone without them really being a part of your life. If you're constantly thinking about them, this is a good indication that you need to maybe even do some cord cutting, cord cleansing. They're living rent free in your head because you share energetic ties. Also, I apologize if you can hear my neighbors. It sounds like they're yelling next door. I don't know. I need to move from this house. 2021. We're manifesting it. And we also have she who hesitates, Mora, ponder, delay, and confidence. So I feel like this is definitely a decision. If you do decide to cut someone off this week, don't take this decision lightly. This is a big decision, especially when it comes to cord cutting that I mentioned. I feel like some people will just cut cords willy-nilly, but when I tell you, I have cut cords with only one person in my entire life, and when I did that, we do not talk. And sometimes I wish ever so slightly that I hadn't done it because it's been over a year since I did that. And at the time it seemed like the only option. And so just be very careful with those decisions. Make sure that it is truly the last resort, because when you do that, if done effectively, you really don't hear from them. So, take that, ponder, take a delay, take a moment to breathe in. But yeah, this is intense. Okay, so we also have for you new beginnings. Let the magic in my spell clear the space in which I dwell. So, and it's number 44. Pile number 1 had a bunch of master numbers as well. Usually double digits. I want to say it's only 11, 22, and 33, but I feel like whenever you see a double digit, that's a key indicator that it's a very important number, because they're more rare than just seeing a single number. But literally, this says, clear the space in which I dwell. So this is a good time to also cleanse your space, not only personally, your energetic space, your house, your home space, and also clearing out relationship ties that don't match your energy or don't don't fuel where you're trying to go in this lifetime. So this is about new beginnings. When you clear that space out, you actually make room for the people that need to be in your life to be there. We also have harvest. As the waves of ocean are infinite, as the trees in the forest grow tall, let my work now bring me to harvest. I am ready to receive all. So when you let go of this person, this partnership, maybe even just the mental, like if you're just thinking about them a lot, when you let go of this, it's going to make room for so many good things in your life. Wherever you feel like you've had to make time for them, wherever you feel like you've, again, let them run around your head rent free, it's going to make so much more space for not only you to have new ideas and new experiences, but actual physical, like, material gain. The harvest is literally the card of harvest. It's getting all of the fruits of your labor. So beautiful. Now, the last two cards I have for you are basically self-care for this week, especially for you, pile number 2. I feel like I almost want to draw you a third card because I feel like y'all really need some extra self-care this week. I feel like this, whatever this is or whoever this is a very intense connection. So I have for you intuition, which I think is really interesting because Spirit has been saying this whole time, like, don't make decisions lightly, trust yourself, look into you. So really trusting your intuition. And we also have make a vision board. So if you have like a grand vision for your life right now, please, please, please do me a favor before the new year. Maybe, well, this video will be out after the winter solstice. Hold on, I'm going to grab this self-care deck. But if you are able to, please, 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 print out anywhere between 15 and 30 images of things that you want to bring into your life. You can also do this digitally if you don't want to print them, and put them on a board or a paper or on your phone background, and just make sure it's somewhere that you see it every single day. I promise you, I even have a whole vision board video that I've done on this channel. I promise you that stuff will materialize. So we also have, I'm going to pull one more. I just feel like you really, 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 really need some extra TLC this week. So we also have meditate. So make sure that you take some time to breathe, to sit with yourself. I know us spiritual people, we're always talking about meditating, but that's because it is so good. It's very replenishing. So make sure that you take some time to do that, especially if you're going to make any kind of big decisions about people in your life. Really contemplate, meditate, take your time to trust yourself and your intuition. And that is what I have for you, pile number 2. I hope this was helpful. Let me know down below how you felt about it. Please do not forget to hit that subscribe button if you want to see more from me. I put out new pick cards every Tuesday and every Friday. And please, please, please don't forget to follow me on Instagram and TikTok. I'm at Kloee Taylor. And if you like any of the cards that you see here, all the decks are always linked down below in the order that they appear. And last but certainly not least, if this reading called to you, if it helped you out and you feel called to do so, it is never an expectation, but always appreciated. I have my Cashapp, Venmo, and PayPal listed all down below. I do accept tips for my readings. Again, I don't expect that from you, but of course it's always appreciated. And I love you so much. I hope you have a great week. I hope this goes over well, and I love you so much. Bye. Hello there, pile number 3. Last but certainly not least, let's go ahead and see what the cards have in store for you. So right off the bat, we have the Magician, the King of Wands, the Two of Cups, and the Seven of Wands. Wow. Powerful week, power moves. So let me go ahead and lay these down, and then we will get to discussing these first 4 cards. Okay, so looking at these, I feel like some of you are about to get some this week, if you know what I'm saying, with the Two of Cups and the King of Wands. I feel like some of you might just be, I mean, can we appreciate that King of Wands card? What does that look like to you? I'm just saying, wands are very suggestive, especially when they're in like a single form like that. So some of you might just be getting some this week. I'm just going to put it out there just like that. But Some of you also might be like meeting somebody who's going to be very important to you this week. And I say that because the Two of Cups, this is sometimes business partners, sometimes romantic partners. It's usually some kind of a soulmate. And don't don't feel like this has to be romantic. Soulmates are not always romantic partners. I mean, they can be, but they also come in the form of friendships, family members. They're just people that you are meant to have a significant bond with in this lifetime. So I do feel like this week you are going to be getting together with a soulmate, meeting a soulmate, something. You're going to meet somebody important this week. And I feel like it's someone that you potentially have asked for, because the Magician being here, I do believe that this represents you. And with the Magician, this is about manifesting your desires. So if you have asked for a relationship, this is the week. If you have tried manifesting a business partner or something in that regard, this is the week. With this King of Wands, I feel like this could represent you or them, but I feel like it's more them. The King of Wands usually is some kind of a fire sign: Sagittarius, Aries, Leo. Those are going to be your fire signs, or they might have those in their top or in their big three, which is going to be sun, moon, or rising. So if you can get their birth time, I know that's kind of sketch when you first meet someone. Hey, what time were you born? And also where? And also what day? But shit's about to get real when she asks for your birth time, okay? Or when they ask for your birth time, okay? So this is going to be that week. And with the Seven of Wands to me, if this is someone that you maybe have already known and maybe you've had to fight for them a little bit, maybe somebody else was interested, especially if they're a romantic partner, I feel like this is kind of you winning that battle. Or maybe there's been like a reason that you couldn't be together. Again, whether this is family or friendship or romantic, there might have been a reason that you couldn't be together before, but now you'll be able to. There's going to be a clear pathway forward into the partnership, because the Seven of Wands to me normally is about having to kind of fend off like haters, fend off trolls, fend off people because like you're such a power couple or you're such like a power dynamic together that you have to fend off people that think they can have opinions about your relationship. So I feel like many of you might go into a place of either not having to do that anymore, or recognize that when you get together, no matter the dynamic, that there might be people that just don't agree with this connection. And it's not really for them to decide. It's for you to decide what kind of connection it is. So don't pay attention to the haters. Don't pay attention to the trolls. We don't have time for that in this lifetime. So we also have for you fifth house of creativity. So I feel like this person could be a Leo, or maybe you are the Leo. We have 10th house, the world. And we also have Scorpio, I transform. Ooh la la. So for some of you, I feel like Scorpio, this is just my opinion. Nobody that I know of says this, but I always feel like there's one sign in every element that is like this element in sheep's clothing. And I feel like Scorpio is a water sign, but they are the fire sign of water signs. Like they are very deeply passionate. They kind of mimic a lot of that. I feel like they exude that same chaotic energy that fire signs do. So I also feel like Sagittarius, who is a fire sign, is like the air sign of fire signs. They also exude that same like ability to communicate and stuff the way that air signs do. But I feel like this could be representational of you and them. And so if you're the Scorpio or you're the Leo, because Scorpio, I transform, the fifth house is the house of Leo. And then with this world card, I feel like this partnership, you're meant to come together to do something in the world together. And it doesn't mean you're going to change the entire world. It could be that large, but you're meant to come together and do something that's very important together. So it's really important. Now, I want to be very clear when I say this, so please hear me. We do not I feel like so many people will be like, oh, it's my twin flame, but they will accept abusive relationships in the name of twin flame. Twin flame relationships should not be abusive. So please keep in mind, soulmate, twin flame, whatever you want to call it, the relationship should not border on abusive. And that flame was like, when I said that, it should not border on being abusive. There shouldn't be like, there are so many misconceptions about twin flame energy. And so I feel like if you feel like there is somebody that you've met that might be your twin flame or might be a soulmate for you, please keep in mind that the connection should be very intense and very strong, but it's not going to be toxic. And I think some people, not everybody, but some people in the name of a twin flame or a soulmates, they will accept this level of abuse and toxicity. And that is not a twin flame connection. That is not, I hate to break your bubble. I hate to be that person. No, I don't. I actually don't hate to be that person. I feel like we need to talk about this more because it could help a lot of people not get caught up in the same toxic relationship cycles. So I don't think that that's this connection for y'all, but just keep that in mind that if there's somebody that like, you think that that's that connection, just please remember that yes, it might be an intense and strong connection, but it shouldn't be harmful to you. It shouldn't hurt you. So if you're hurting, like that's not correct. You shouldn't be hurting. So with the 5th house of creativity and the I transform with Scorpio, and then the 10th house also deals with career. So this could be a career dynamic. The 10th house is ruled by Capricorn, who is like the career motivated sign. If you ever want to see somebody that builds empires, look at somebody with a Capricorn in the North Node, or look at somebody that has a lot of significant Capricorn energy. They build empires. So I feel like this might even be you coming together with somebody to build an empire, but to do something really significant together. And so let's see. We also have Yelena, she who knows wisdom, clarity, and resolution. So I feel like when you meet this person, even if you already know them, you know. You don't have to question the connection. And we also have she who prepares, zenith, formulate, strategize, and devise. So this I feel like kind of goes hand in hand with what I was saying with the magician. You already have kind of set intention for this relationship to come in. You've already made up your mind that this relationship is something that you've wanted, and you've already prepared, you've already strategized, you've already devised the kind of person you were looking for. So I love that. We also have for you dream sweet, sleep deep, sleep that's deep and lasts till morn, wondrous dreams for days reborn. You may have even had dreams about this person, I'm hearing, Spirit says. So when you see them, that's another reason you're going to know is because like you've dreamt about them. I also feel like maybe this is even somebody that like, I'm genuinely hearing this, that maybe for whoever it is, like there's somebody that you've slept with, but not like sexually, like you've literally slept next to them. Like there's somebody that you've slept next to, whether it was like a sleepover or it was somebody that you were interested in, but you didn't do anything. You just went to sleep. Like Spirit says that that might be a telltale sign if you're unsure. We also have energy, a light inside my fire divine, energy fill me, make me shine. So this is number 13, number 45. 45 condenses down to 9, which 9 is the house of Sagittarius. So again, more fire energy. And then with 13, I'm hearing that some of you, your lucky number might be 13. I feel like whenever this card comes out, oftentimes 13 is like the lucky number of the person. I don't know why that is. This deck just always tells me that every time I pull it out. So I feel like this person makes you feel good about yourself. This is why I said this is not going to be a toxic connection, because this person literally like lights a fire inside of you in more ways than one, I feel like, for some of you. But you like their energy is infectious and your energy is infectious. So when you're together, it's this very like deeply passionate, creative. There's so many ideas. You have so many things you want to talk about. It's this very energetic. It's funny because we got energy and sleep together, which I feel like are very like opposites. But I feel like it really like ignites your passion. And this is something I talk about a lot on this channel, how you got to follow passion's lead. If you do nothing else in this lifetime, that's literally the only thing you came here to do, was to follow your spark of passion. And it's society that has taught us that we're not supposed to do that. But it's honestly the best thing you can do for yourself. And I feel like this person is going to help you discover that, or you're going to help them discover theirs, and vice versa. Now, I do have a couple cards of self-care for you this week, pile number 3. We have for you deep breathing. So just take some time out, maybe to do some breath work, maybe do some deep heart, throat, and crown chakra. I'm hearing maybe third eye as well, like all of your upper chakras could really use some deep breathing to connect them, to open them. And then we also have dance. And this, I feel like, really just gets your energy kind of moving about your body, dancing around, moving around. This is just really good for your energy field in general when you can get your energy up and moving. So I feel pile number 3, I feel like your reading was shorter than others, but it was just so no nonsense. Like the messages were just so clear. Sometimes I feel like I have to really pull them out and there's multiple, but I feel like this one was very clear. So honestly, I think you're going to possibly be meeting like a partner of destiny this week. It's going to be, honestly, it's an exciting time, and don't second guess yourself. We literally got the card, she who knows. So if you know, like that, the end. So I hope this was helpful. Please, please, please do not forget to claim your candle blessing. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you have not done so already. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and TikTok. I'm at Kloee Taylor, just like it is spelled here. And if you like any of the decks that you see here today, they are always listed down below in the order that they appear. And if you feel called to do so, it is never expected, but always appreciated. I do have my Cash App, Venmo, and PayPal listed down below for you. I do accept tips for my readings. Again, I don't expect them, but of course I do appreciate them. And I love you so much. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. Bye.